Experience competitive Shadowverse and the art of winning the $1 million first place prize. Learn how rewarding it is to participate in weekly Shadowverse Open tournaments. Attend in-person World Circuit tournaments in Montreal and Singapore. For more information on Shadowverse Esports, visit shadowverseopen.com. One spirit, one mind, $1 million. Ow!
Is this the beginning, or is it the end? When the light meets the dark, fate is sure to rear its head.
The path ahead will soon become two. Will you follow hope, or will despair fall into you?
Even howling winds will bend and break. One gust will be fair, and the other dim and drear.
A kindly smile, a devious stare. These two opposing wills will tear apart and declare, war is upon us. You must make your choice.
Beyond the day and night, in this realm of timeless twilight, fate awaits your choice.
Road to Shadowverse World Grand Prix. Next stop in the World Circuit will be Montreal. DreamHack will be taking place at Montreal Olympic Stadium from September 7th to 9th, with the World Circuit being on September 8 and 9, and is open to players from all regions. The prize pool will be $10,000 USD, and the winner will secure one of 8 spots in the Pan American Contenders Cup, which will take place in Los Angeles, October 13th to 14th. All participants will receive a Shadowverse World Circuit DreamHack Montreal emblem, as well as exclusive swag. Free hostel accommodation will be available for competitors who are non-residents of the Greater Montreal area. Spaces are limited on a first-come, first-served basis, so make sure to sign up fast. More information about the tournament registration can be found at dreamhack.com/Montreal/Shadowverse.
The time has come. Witness the world's refabrication. Winds of change sweep across eons, beckoning heroes forth, while wings of valor sunder the heavens, leaving naught but flame. Shining under this fiery torrent, a beacon of blessed justice brings hope to the land. However, lest we forget, beneath the facade of creation lies destruction. To suppress the knowledge of antiquity, higher beings will set in motion the cogs of war. And thus, divine retaliation begets world-ending conflict. At the far side of this inevitable flux, born of chaos and order, lies the genesis of a new era. So, won't you join me and behold revelation?
Boundless are the heavens, reaching beyond our skies. Rays of light, gleaming trails, and tales of luster. To reach the arena, where the humble are forged into heroes. You must brave perils, both as volatile and infinite as the very stars themselves. In one moment, a promise of miracles, but in the next, calamity. Never lose hope, for at the journey's end, she awaits. So take up arms against the cosmic horrors. Hold back the fearsome night sky, and claim victory from the darkness. Grasp the light of the heavens, forge your myth among the stars, and enter the fabric of legend.
I have a book for thee, like no other. Each page a window to a long-lost land, where fairy tales dovetail with myths, and wishes give birth to legends grand. Knights and dragons, or wistful love. Within this book, all ambitions bloom. But be warned, my fickle friend. A dark abyss awaits us all. For blood-pricked roses wishes be. But fear not to bite life's fruit, for in this land, courage is key. With bated breath, the door sweeps open, glory-bound or purged in flame. The hand you choose defines your fate. So I ask you, is this really just a game?
顔を合わせた時に仲良くできる、そういうチームの方が自分好みだなという気はしますね。
Like a group of people that have been playing for a long time, there's a lot of history.
对我来说 Saiken Beast 是一个非常特别的战队。
みんな仲良くいこうみたいな感じで、ファミリーっていう感じするじゃない。
It's a good feeling. I feel very honored. It's an honor to be on this team with everybody.
Sick of not being a millionaire? Playing Shadowverse could get you an all-expenses-paid trip to Japan to compete for a massive $1 million first-place prize in the Shadowverse World Grand Prix. That's right, $1 million. So how do you win $1 million? First, you have to qualify for one of our 3 Contenders Cups. We have one for Southeast Asia and Oceania, one for the Americas, and one for Europe. These cups are where 2018's top players are flown to LA or Singapore to fight for the World Grand Prix invitations. It's gonna be epic.
It's not something they can.
And how do you qualify for our Contenders Cups? First off, mark up your calendars because this year we are introducing the Shadowverse World Circuit. This consists of 3 offline tournaments that anyone can take part in. DreamHack Tours, the SEAO Open, and DreamHack Montreal. Anybody from anywhere can compete for the 10K prize pool per tournament. And as an added bonus for local players, winning your home region's tournament will get you flown to the Contenders Cup to fight for a slot in the World Grand Prix. You can also secure a Contenders Cup slot by winning one of our Pan America or European Spring or Summer online tournaments. Some slots for the Contenders Cups will go to players with the most 2018 league points. We've got 4 slots for competitors in Pan America, 4 slots for Europe, and 2 for SEAO. Didn't make the cut? No sweat. There's one more chance to qualify.
Welcome back once again, guys, to the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Skies Take 2 Cup. And Ignatius, I'd like you to apologize to all the people out there for pouring salt and pepper into the computer before we started the stream.
Yeah, you know, it was just a compulsive thing. I thought it'd be a good idea. You put a little spice.
And you didn't even stop at salt and pepper. You poured maple syrup in there, too. What the hell were you thinking?
Look, okay, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I was really hungry, and the computer just looked so appetizing. So
and the Cox Internet here, they've been tripping us up, too. Talk about that, too, man.
I don't know what Cox Internet is.
Anyway, bro, recap the last match. What happened? BMA going up against Bima. Sorry, yeah. Bima going up against Red in that set, right? Semifinals.
And Bima took it, man. Like, so that first game was a little rocky. I think Red had the win and ended up scooping out, giving BMA that game. And then the second game there, Bima just took it with Runecraft, man. He had 2 Abyss Summoners in his Runecraft deck and was able to just barrel through Red's Swordcraft.
Got him.
Red was able to do a lot of damage Red was able to do a lot of damage in the early to mid game as Swordcraft. But, you know, that's the thing with Swordcraft. Sometimes you just fizzle out.
You know what the thing is, too? Red, I don't like him ejecting mad early like that, too, right?
Yeah,
that first game was definitely weird, right? I was definitely like, what the, you know, even you said it out loud. You're like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
But even the second game, too, to me, you know, Bima came back, ran out of, you know, Red obviously ran out of steam a little bit towards the end. But you don't know what could have come up in the next draw. You know, maybe, you know, could have had something.
But moving on here, it's going to be Riripone versus Kjall. A name we know, and we've seen from the beginning. Riripone, we saw him as a little hatchling in that first international event there. Game start last year. All the way till now, he just got better and better and better.
Clawing his way up that ladder, man. Got 48 leaderboard points. Definitely within striking range. A win for him today could change everything, to be honest. We put him very much so in the top 2 conversation. But his opponent from Singapore, Kjall.
A name we haven't really seen before.
Never seen before.
And it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. You know, Riripone, extremely consistent grinder, joined a team to even make himself even better.
But Kjall watched all the YouTube videos on your channel to learn how to play the game.
That's right, and you can too.
Just last month. Look at him now, man, in the Take 2 semifinals here for the Southeast Asia Oceania Bots Takes 2 Cup.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see how consistent can Riripone be? Because we've seen him place in these high positions for the past couple tournaments as well.
Well, look, I'm going to stop you right there. I just want to see the match. Hopefully the computer doesn't blow up before we ever see the whole match.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're sitting here like, I want to see what adaptations he can make. Bro, I just want to see him play. I just want to see him play.
Yeah, again, sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. That's just what happens sometimes with broadcasting. But, you know, hopefully we can go see some really good games of Shadowverse.
This is what happens when you pour maple syrup on the hard drive before the stream.
You didn't have to bring it up again. I was trying to move past it. Hopefully they forgot about it.
What the hell were you thinking?
Listen, okay?
It's not a pancake.
I had maple syrup. There was a computer there. What else am I supposed to do? Just leave it? That's what I thought.
Anyway.
Moving on. Looks like they're getting ready to get into their drafts right now. Now, we've seen a lot of these players pick the same sort of classes, thinking that they're going to be pretty strong.
Heavy emphasis on Portalcraft today. Heavy emphasis on Runecraft
and Dragon
today. And Dragon as well, yeah.
Although we have seen some outliers there win a couple games, like that Forcecraft game.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how things shake up here.
Yeah, in particular, yeah, that really, that woulda Brambles less Forcecraft deck making an aggressive pusher. That was fun to watch. Unfortunately, you guys at home couldn't see it. But
you don't have to dangle the carrot.
Well, no, what? We apologize, man. It's not your fault. It's not my fault.
That's
but
true. It's a little bit of my fault.
You got to hit him with, what's the name of the guy from BP Oil? After the oil spill, you got to hit him with that.
Nah, I don't know, man.
I apologize. Lower your voice, maintain the bass, but look into the look directly into the camera. Fart, put the camera on us. Fart, put the camera. You can watch it.
All right, okay. Should I do it?
We apologize. Right, you gotta hit him with that.
I apologize.
That's not sincere enough. That's not. You gotta go deeper. You gotta go deeper.
I thought it looked like this, right? I have to be like, I apologize.
You gotta look like Papa John's. They trying to rip your company out your cold dead hands. We apologize.
We apologize. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. That one better. That one better.
Run that one.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me like that. Look, just because you like the taste of Papa John's pieces, don't mean you gotta look at me with judgment.
Whoa, Kiao picking Shadowcraft here.
Uh-oh. First one of the day?
And I like this. Look at him. He's new to the game. Already has his webcam on. You guys could learn from Kiao.
I thought you knew me, man. Already got his wall scroll up. Let's go, Kiao. Let's go, Kiao.
I didn't realize.
Kiao!
Yeah. And he's picking a class that we haven't seen at all this entire tournament. Shadowcraft. I feel like it's not that great in Take-Two, but maybe he's going to prove us wrong here. He did make it this far. Let's see what he picks. Ooh, going for the Death, the Nyctophile. Again, Bane is just good. And I think
this is the first time we've seen Shadowverse all day. Huh?
Yeah. Shadowverse?
Shadowcraft, sorry.
We've seen Shadowverse all day. Shadowcraft.
No, we've been watching Shadowverse all day. Except for when the internet went out and the computer crashed. But other than that, yeah, we've been watching Shadowverse all day. Man, Shadowcraft, yeah. Let's see.
It's interesting. Like, how is he going to make this work? Because I've been playing a lot of Take-Two.
Sure.
And honestly, the Shadowcraft seems kind of lackluster. But, you know, he's made it this far, so maybe he knows something with this pick here.
He's been reading all the Reddit threads, man. He knows the top strats.
I wouldn't go to the Reddit threads for the top strats.
Wait, hold on. What you mean? What do you mean? What's wrong with the Reddit threads?
I know I'm throwing shade here, but you know what I mean.
What? What do you mean they don't know what they're talking about on Reddit? What are you talking about?
I think the implication is there. I've made my point. I can sit back. Listen, all right? I'm
Boy,
just saying.
You about to get downvoted?
Don't just use Reddit.
Get downvoted? Yeah.
Yeah. Reddit is full of people who, I'm going to leave it to that. Let's move on to the Shadowcraft drafts here. Now, the Stygian Warden is a really good pick because it's a free removal.
Sure.
But the loot is an incredibly strong late-game follower, especially after they spent all the evolves.
Gotta imagine you go right on this?
Yeah, I think so.
Take the blade in the Valkyrie.
I mean, as much as you'd like to see the Mr. Full Moon, right?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, we were just talking about Reddit, right? Tip your hat. Hello, my lady.
Yeah, the Reddit card.
That's the official card of Reddit.
Uh-huh. Ooh, this is an interesting last pick. I think you got to go with the Fiendish Wraith Knight. It's just, you can't build your deck properly for Soda 3 Life, and the Zodiac Demon is not going to be doing a lot because you can't build for that either, and you only have one 6-drop that's really effective here, so you go for the Fiendish Wraith Knight, get that really good 3-drop. And there we have it. And they both drafted red pretty quickly there, so here we go. Kiao versus Repone. Shadowcraft, what is Repone going to... Oh, that was Repone's draft, actually. So what's Kiao going to bring against this Shadowcraft?
Yeah, we'll see. Repone looks really excited, man. He has that nasty downwards angle, looking like avoiding the puddle right now on his camera.
All right, here we go.
So we're going to hop into the first game in a set. Welcome once again, guys, to the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Sky Take-Two Cup semifinals match. Who's going to be moving on to face DIS Beema? Looking late from the hardest hitting back in the league at the top.
Kind of hiccup there. I think Repone is one playing the Shadowcraft, and Kiao is playing the Swordcraft here.
Kiao! What you got for me? On the Mully. Got Call of the Void out, but Treasure Map and Androphilus. Oof. Really Pawn. Not the best opening hand.
Well, he's hoping for the Androphilus to draw him something good, but it's pretty rough with that Call of the Void coming in early. Oh, these are pretty good cards there. And he's got the Pegasus Sculpture as well, so that curves out. I don't know if it's super effective, though. So next turn, he's probably going to play the Androphilus, try and draw into a better 3-drop, and then Caster after that.
Caster. You were born to be a caster, Ignatius.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Reading from the sacred text.
There's Kahulin coming down. Not utilizing the rush very well here.
Yeah, it never feels good to play that card on an opening like that,
Yeah.
right? When you don't get access to Bane or the rush.
But you can't really skip turn 2, honestly, as Swordcraft, because
too important.
You live and die off that that early game snowball that you do, so you just have to put stuff down on the board. It's especially kind of painful when they play a 1-2 to contest your 2-1, and yours doesn't draw and theirs does. But he's just going to curve out here, play the 3-drop. This has to go face. There's no way.
Carl out there, though.
Face, right? Every time. He's considering trading here, but... Yep. There you go. I like it, you know. Measured play. Taking the time to think through everything.
Valkyrie comes out to play.
Man, we've seen this girl get rush every time, basically, so far, hey?
That's what, 3 for 3 today, I think.
I think so. Maybe it got ward once, but almost every other time it just got a rush, and that's probably the better option as well. The luck is on these players' favors today.
My girl Tina, though.
Oh, and actually pulls out something there. The Wolf Fang Swordsman.
What's with all these furry cards recently? You notice that?
I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But
back to Really Pawn's turn.
Okay, I say, man, people like Wolfmen and Lionmen. They're all over the place. It's not just Warcraft that has them
We're
anymore.
treading in dangerous waters here. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Hey, you brought it up.
I just made an observation, but anyway.
All right, so out comes the Everdark Strix. Going to restore 1 defense here. Ooh, that's a really good draw. That Lady Grey Evolve effect is crazy, getting a 2-drop back. So for Reader Opponent right now, I think it would bring back the Androphilus, right? And more draw is always good.
And you Evo here.
Yeah, you can't let that Tina live.
Go over Tina. That's a cool looking card when he evolves.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know birds could put on suits of armor, but, you know, I'm always proven wrong every day.
He's a bird?
Yeah, it's a Strix. Strix is like a type of owl, right? Yeah. Everdark. Like, you know how Impartial Strix was a card before, you know, in Wonderland Dreams? He's also an owl.
I defer to you. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I guess Impartial Strix is a 10% God's card, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway. Now, the next play is pretty interesting. He can either choose to play the Dark Blade Fiend, or he can play the Lady Grey here. The Lady Grey would bring back another Androphilus on the board. The Dark Blade Fiend, however, is extremely strong. A giant ward body that also takes out followers for free.
Yeah.
That's extremely hassle against Swordcraft, because Swordcraft has a lot of these small guys, and they want to hit you in the face. So this takes out 2 birds with 1 stone here, this Dark Blade Fiend. But there's that Pollux, man.
Yeah, able to go over. Still with board control, Kjall. Punching face.
And not having to spend an evolve point as well is really valuable.
Yeah.
So what's the play? I really like the Dying Resentment, yeah. And then you play the Lady Grey and evolve. And you might want to play the second Lady Grey here, but you also consider keeping it just for the evolve again. So run that 2-2. I think you play it though. You want the tempo right now. Your opponent's considering it. Okay, he's gonna keep it. He knows the evolve effect of the Lady Grey is extremely valuable. But there's 2 ways he could have played that. He could have played the Lady Grey there and try and capitalize on the tempo.
Look at Kjall's smile right now. Look at his... Did you see that smirk?
Maybe he's happy about something.
That just subtle smile.
I don't really know what he's happy about though.
Again, I love this angle. We can see his phone just illuminated against the glasses like that. See the just madness in his eyes.
Man, you're a director, aren't you? Natural born.
It's beautiful. How beast would it be if he was playing with the lights off right now?
Oh yeah. But then you wouldn't be able to see the wall scroll, right? Unless you just saw the wall scroll in the dim light of the phone.
You're so right with it. And right now, Kjall, Evo on the 9 here. Goes over that piece and strikes face for 1. Back to the opponent's turn.
Yeah, it's Lady Grey Evolve here. Every time. Oh, you can Lady Grey and then cast her and then evolve the Lady Grey. That's better. That's a lot better.
Lady Grey, Death Weave, Macy Grey.
Oh yeah, that's the play. That's the play. Then you evolve this over the 3-1. There you go, instant board. And that caster comes back too, like when it gets destroyed. Remember that last words effect, you have exactly one other follower. Fanfare, gain last words, resummon it.
That's the thing about Shadowcraft in particular, right?
There's
a lot of last words. A lot of last words. It's really going to emphasize your banish cards if you have any to be able to try to get past a lot of those last words effects.
And Swordcraft doesn't really have banish.
Yeah. I mean, it has a few options, right? You have Valse, but it's going to cost you 5. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, not the lowest cost banish option, right?
You still got an evolve here, though. Oh, that's really strong. Here comes King of the Horns Crown. And I think he might even want to evolve this. So he evolves this and he runs over the caster and gets rid of everything. Unfortunately for Kya, Ripon does have a lot of options for removal here. He has the Call to the Void, which I think he's probably going to play, as well as the Order of the Bones to play after that. He can also choose to play the Stygian Warden instead. He's going to know a bit more cards first.
Gets his draw. A skeleton as his reward.
Here we go. For the Stygian Warden, just get on board a bit more there. A 2-3 is a higher stat follower than a 2-2
for sure.
Call to the Void. So. And now he saves that hard removal Call to the Void for a really rainy day.
Here comes the Bro family, though.
And we've seen this card do so much work all throughout
all
this
day,
game.
Man. Front line.
It's not as good without the evolve.
Yeah,
though.
no Evo to be able to invest into it, so it's not quite as strong as it would be normally, but is able to get the Genesis out there as well. Strike base once again. Rudipon's gotten so much health back, though, man. Those face hits have not done much at all.
It's because those Lady Greys were able to restore the defense so much in those early games. And again, with Swordcraft, if they fizzle out, it's hard to come back from that. But thankfully for Kyo, he did get that Bro family package. And he's getting there either way.
Look at Evelise. Striking face.
Interesting. Kind of an awkward turn there. Wasn't able to get rid of the 3-4. There's a lot of followers on Kyo's side.
Still a lot of threats on board for Kyo's side, yeah, for sure. He definitely has board control right now.
This is really the weakness of Shadowcraft in this format right now, is that they just don't really have the tools to come back on the board for the most part.
You see the Dragon Knight pull as well.
Yeah, and that's a super powerful card for Swordcraft.
Yep.
So much value in one card, getting 2 giant dudes for free. Well, not for free, but 2 in 1, basically. That's a deal.
And then you have options too, right? Most of the time it feels like you're going to be going with the Vayne pick, right? But you do have the options to be able to go with some of the other knights as well.
It's pretty interesting. On turn 5, usually you pick Fane. But on turn 8, I've seen a lot of people pick Siegfried and Percival just because you get that ward up and you get a rush.
You get a ward in the rush, be able to dish damage and then hide behind it as well.
Absolutely. Looks like he's going to go for the Pyramid here, though. Does it buff? The buff is the better option here. Ooh, unlucky. Again, it's a 50-50 chance. It's either buff the board or restore 2 defense to your leader. Man, this is really tough position for Redepone, right? Because if he clears this, there's going to be a Dragon Knight off the back of it. So what can you really do? You got to play this.
That's the thing, yeah. He has to invest so much just to be able to clear the board right now. You have to wonder, is he going to have anything left in the tank to be able to deal with the Dragon Knights that are incoming, you know?
And that was a really unlucky hit there as well from the Dark Blade Fiend there. Not getting the Bane follower. Now this 1-1 can just trade to the Dark Blade Fiend. No problem. Although it's kind of awkward on Kyo's side too, because everything on Redepone's side of the board is Bane right now. So he's got to find interesting ways to deal with this without spending too much. Like, you don't want to be wasting a Dragon Knight's card on a 2-3 with Bane, right?
Yeah.
He's going to go for it. He's still got the Seraphic Blade. He can take out either one of these with the Seraphic Blade.
Obstacle with Bane and Lancelot.
Is he just going to go face
Blade to slash the zombie.
He might just
punch face, no?
Oh no, trading. Okay. Alright, this Stygian Warden is a little tricky though. He needs to get a follower here. Oh, really unlucky for Redepone there. Again, the Stygian Warden Burial Rites something to destroy a random enemy follower, and without any followers in hand, it can't Burial Rite. So it just is a regular 2-3. Oh, that's harsh.
And there he is, man. We've seen him prevail in these Take-Two Cups before.
Oof.
Then Bane gets the health resto, of course.
Man, I was really hoping that Riripon would show us that Shadowcraft has something in Take 2 here, but it's not looking that way.
Yeah, just hasn't really had any good fortune here. His draw is also pretty weak. Here comes little Prim.
That is probably one of the best draws Kyo could have gotten off the top there. I was just about to say that, oh, by the way, but at least Kyo is running out of fuel too, and then he draws the Prim off the top. Oof. These cards that don't do anything on the board are tough.
It's hard to watch for Ridicon, especially, because, again, fighting for... Again, think of all the work that he's done over the past, 9 months, climbing this leaderboard. One bad game here. Right now, he's going to be going down in the set.
Yeah, but he's still got 2 other games. Hopefully, he can try and bring it back, because this is it's tough.
This is dire straits, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I admire him for picking Shadowcraft in the first place, but his draws have not been in his favor this game.
And yeah, Kyo at this point just going to be able to double up on wards there, make it even tougher.
Yeah, I think the only option for Shadowcraft to deal with a board like this would be a Mist of Extinction. But as we saw, Riripon did not draft that in his deck. So
yeah, he had the option, but didn't. It's funny how that works, huh? Sometimes you're like, man, the other pick just is the one that makes the most sense, but then it's the other card that you overlook that you need.
That's true. And there you go.
Kyo! Up 1 game over MS Ridipon.
Yeah, he's proving it with that Swordcraft. Swordcraft can still do work, especially when you start snowballing. You just take the board, keep the board. That's the mantra of Swordcraft, and we saw that play out really well in that game.
Yeah, Kyo getting it done here. Game 1 over one of Southeast Asia Oceania's top competitors here, man.
Darling star child. He's getting there.
Ridipon, got his headset on, trying to block out all the noise.
Oh, they're going into this next draft here. I believe this is Ridipon's draft. Dragoncraft gonna bring it back. We saw Dragoncraft do so much work this tournament. The entire thing, we've seen Dragoncraft do so much because they just have so many resources in terms of the late game that it's hard to outvalue them. So Dragoncraft definitely a strong pick in this format right now, especially with the new tools they got with the mini expansion as well.
For sure. You see Venom Tail, Dragon Rear Matilda as well. Have to mention you go left here?
Yeah, you probably go left here. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that Stormborn Wings is really good bamboozle damage, Sometimes you just need an extra 5 damage to win the game. And just having that option, even though it's kind of a dead card early on, I think Dragon has the... it can survive those early turns to get there. So that's an interesting pick. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe that extra Wind Blast Dragon is going to work out for him.
We'll see.
It's just like we saw how Bima made a kind of unconventional pick with that Jerfa and then ended up really winning him the game, even though it was high risk. Maybe this is the same way.
It was high risk, but yeah, he got the return for it that time.
Oh, this is a really good pick.
Yeah.
These are cards you definitely want to see. So outside of that Shadowcraft draft, maybe Ridipon's luck is coming back into his veins here. He's absorbing it through his skin. Now he's getting the good picks again. Cetus is really good in Take 2. So you definitely, I think you take Cetus here. Dragon Sanctum is not that great, so it's an interesting decision, right? Looks like he goes for the Cetus. Go left. Basilisk Rider every time. Oh, okay. You have to go left here. You can't make the Lindworm work, right? But then again, a 10-10 is kind of just a big guy. So that's a thing. And the Zoe can just be a 7 damage Storm as well to come out and finish the game with. But the Avowed Strike is really good draw. So I think the more safe pick would be left. But right would be absolutely the more spicy pick. What do you go with there?
I was going to go right, to be honest.
He went left there?
He went left, though.
Yeah, I think that's just the more consistent one. Like, look, it's high stakes. You can't fault him for picking what's the good cards, Even though he would be absolutely the people's champion for winning with Zoe and Lindworm, in Take 2. Yeah, but PDK, the Avowed Strike, very strong cards. Avowed Strike, especially in this format. Drawing 2 and removal is all you want.
Yeah, anytime you get multi-purpose cards like that, right, in Take 2 format, they really shine.
Absolutely.
Really difficult to overlook that kind of value.
Removal is, I think, also a lot better in Take 2 than other formats, just because but it's about, like we said, it's about fighting for the board. So if you have more removal than your opponent, and it's also giving
you're naturally going to be able to get more board.
That's right. And then once you have more board, you can reduce their life total to 0 and win the game.
Just like if you guys show up to DreamHack Montreal, you'll naturally be able to get some cards and some gifts. Come on out.
That's true. September 7th to 9th, Shadowverse World Circuit, DreamHack Montreal 2018. It's big. And if you're in the Pan America region, you win that, you go to the Contenders Cup for that region as well.
Also, It's another reason why if you watch Ignidius's YouTube videos on how to build your decks, how to get in the Shadowverse, you'll naturally become a better player, better spectator. And when you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch at SciGames Esports, you'll have a better appreciation for the Shadowverse community.
That's right. But enough of that. Let's get into the game here.
Let's go.
Riripon versus Kiao. Kiao! Are you going to do that every time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, Kiao's going Swordcraft for the second time in a row here. It hasn't let him wrong so far.
That's right. You got the big, especially when you got Latham out there.
Oh, yeah.
The big body.
The mouth breather himself.
They had that brother was taking knees all over the field. They had to ban him from the league. They had to ban him. Papa John's did not like Latham in the NFL.
It's true. He's thick as a brick.
What do you think? Ignidius, you like Papa John's pizza?
I've never had one.
You like the taste of prejudice and hatred?
I'm sorry, I've never had Papa John's pizza, so I wouldn't know.
Keep it that way.
Is it good, though? Legitimately.
If you like hatred and prejudice, yeah, it tastes incredible.
Oh, yeah, I love the taste of hatred and prejudice. Why haven't I tried this before?
Let me take a knee real quick. So right now, Kiao drawing the white general, putting that another early cooling play, right?
Yeah.
It never feels good. That never feels good.
It never does, but it really just goes to show how valuable a board is for Sword, man. It looks like this is a repeat of the last game, but this time Riripon has a better answer. Dragon Aficionado is one of the best 3-drops for Dragon, especially in Take 2, just because it gives you 2 guys and it's a lot of removal as well.
Sure. Lions, Tigers.
Now, it's interesting, we saw Riripon skip his 2-drop Poseidon there, because I think he sees the value of 8-drop Poseidon a lot stronger. It's 5-7 with 2 1-3 wards instead of just the 1.
Master Samurai, the Master Weebloo. Coming in. Basilisk Rider now.
You think he's not actually Japanese, the Master Samurai?
No.
He's
just look at him. Look at his hairline. That's a brother, man. Look at him, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. There's no way.
It's true. You'd think that it's more likely from a guy from Atlanta than it is for a Japanese person to dress himself up as a Master Samurai.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, it's true.
I know you see these anime Goombas on Twitter, man. At the anime conventions. Be careful, bro. They do some wild stuff out there. Anyway, bouncing it back to Riripon's turn here. Turn 5 now. Let's see. What does he have in his hand, right?
Well, he can play the Estrella Beast here. It's just the obvious play. It's just the minion he can play, right?
For sure,
it's the
for sure.
He can play this
and especially, yeah, look at the late game options he has already, right? Canyon of the Dragons, Poseidon at turn 8 will become a really good defensive tech option.
It's tough because the Poseidon is really tempting to play right now because you never feel good about letting the Swordcraft have the board ever. But at the same time, it's just so much more valuable at 8 that I think Riripon's still going to try and hold out and save it even though he's floating play points here.
Yeah, my thing is if I'm playing Swordcraft too, right, you have to be expecting those dangerous threats around turn 7, turn 8, where Poseidon will make more sense as a defensive option than it would be to try to impose your will offensively here with him.
This is really dangerous. Riripon, I think you even saw it at the end of this turn here. Master Samurai, if it gets evolved, it can attack twice per turn. So what Kiao can do here is just evolve the Master Samurai. And it looks like he's not going to go for that play. But what a potential play was to evolve the Master Samurai and just do a bunch of damage.
Cut him up, yeah.
It looks like he's just going to go for the board control plan. And it is pretty powerful, although this plays very hard into Force of the Dragon Newt. But Riripon doesn't have it. Imagine if Riripon had Force of the Dragon Newt here, though. That would punish Kiao so hard. But Kiao just took the gamble and worked out for him. So what's the play? You could play Dragon Sanctum for... Oh, no, you can't because you're not in Overflow yet. So you can't play it for the...
he still has one more turn to go.
Modes.
So, do you play Mr...
Wow. Okay. Just getting the Windblast Dragon now, but then what do you do from here, right? Okay, so the only way you can... So, oh, this is awkward. So you could... Avowed Strike one of the big guys. Run the 2-1 into the 1-1. Evolve the 3-3 over the 2-2. That way you have something on board that has Bane. That has to be the play. That's the only play there is. And you cannot spend your Poseidon here. Because you've been saving it all this time, and it's your only play on turn 8. So what you have to do is just evolve this over the 2-2, play Canyon of the Dragons next turn, and then hopefully that'll carry you.
Yeah, I have to imagine he cuts it off here, right? He does not invest in that Poseidon.
He's thinking about it, though.
You have to consider it, but that would not feel good in this moment.
It just makes your turn 8 way worse,
yeah.
right? Oh, man.
Especially like, yeah, man. Especially if you're able to get Canyons rocking and rolling, and then you're able to play the Poseidon back.
Wow! He passes this turn and leaves Master Samurai up another turn?
That's dangerous. I don't know about that.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Especially when Kiao still has 2 evolve points.
Yeah, he still has 2. He has no reason not to.
This is really interesting for me because like you can't evolve the dragon from Canyon of the Dragons anyway. Maybe I'm mistaken about Master's Hammer's effect. Maybe it only gets the can attack twice per turn if you play it on the enhance, but still, leaving up any follower for Sword is really dangerous.
Especially, again, as we hit these turn 7s, turn 8s.
Oh, yeah.
They have big, buff cards, threats of even bigger bodies.
I'm not sure if I like Kiao's play there. Excuse me, I'm not sure if I like Kiao's play there because Reapon has some pretty flaccid turns these past couple turns here. Maybe it was better to just push the damage and try and win earlier rather than letting the game go into the late game where the dragon probably has a better set of cards than you. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what the playstyle is for these players here.
My girl Tanya coming out there. And Tina.
The Tina's not going to pull anything though because the board is full. That's fine. Ooh. Oh yeah, this has to be Poseidon now. You saved it all game. You play the Poseidon here. You evolve the Poseidon over. It has to be the play. I think it is the best thing to do, regardless.
Yeah. You saved him for this turn, I feel. But opting to go with Windblast Dragon instead.
Wow. So what's the play here? Dragon Huntress. Interesting. They're playing really conservative here, saving the Poseidon for a really rainy day. Now here's a consideration for this play. Being able to play the Windblast Dragon and the Dragon Huntress this turn means that he can take out the most number of followers, and that might just be the only thing that your opponent has on his mind right now. Because if he can take out all of Swordcraft's followers, he has a much better late game. Sure. So I think his game plan right now is just to control the board as much as possible after having a really rocky start.
But you see Kiao's hand, he does have options, including the Dragon Knights, Chromatic Duel, turn 8 activation, so he's going to get both sisters out there. Still has 8 play points to work with. He can work the Dragon Knights or actually just run both of the Chromatic Duels at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He does have options.
There's a lot of things to play on Kiao's end. Like, Rear Opponent's whole strategy right now is just to survive to the late game. But Kiao has cards for days right now. And even if he runs out, we see that Tycoon in his hand as well. He can just redraw back up. So the typical Swordcraft problem of running out of steam is not a problem that Kiao is having right now. He's got cards for days. So he doesn't really have to worry about it all that much. So this 3-1 can run into the 5-5, the 2-2 can run into the 4-2, and then he can play a Valkyrie for... Or he could play... Man, he has so many options here. He's spoiled for choice, really. White General. You might just want to go face here.
Yeah, it's also a consideration to make, right? We'll bring him down to 9.
Wow. That's a lot of damage. Is he going to trade or is he going to play? Okay. Yeah, I was wrong about the Master Samurai. He only gets the count attack twice if you play it on the enhanced. But still, that's dangerous. Like, that guy's been up since, what, turn 3? And he's done probably, like, upwards of 8 damage at this point in the game. Man, how does Reapon deal with this? The Phylene helps for sure. But unfortunately, he's one play plane off from being able to play the Phylene and the Poseidon at the same time. We know that if he doesn't Poseidon, he loses this game because Kiao has the Dragon Knights in hand, which he can Lancelot.
He has.
So he has to Poseidon here. Oh, he can also play the Wide Scale Dragon. Oh, that's right! This card has the enhance for the ward option. So he saved here a little longer.
So one extra ward piece that he got out of that Wide Scale card, but...
Not bad.
Looking at Kiao's hand now. Still have Dragon Knights, still have Magnus.
Dragon Knights can't go over this right now. The Vayne would only be dealing 4 damage to this 5-7. But he looks like he's going to go for it. Wow! That's right! He could. I always imagine, I forget that you can pick any of the followers. I always imagine the 2 pairs.
Because they make the most sense,
yeah,
right? But in this case, actually, it works out.
He had the Evolve still. He just played the Percival over, and then the Lancelot goes face. And there you go!
2-0 over Ridipong.
Wow. That's a story right there. Kiao, a name we haven't seen at all, coming in here and beating up our star child. Hurts my soul a little bit, but there you go.
Well, Ridipong out, of course, at 4th place, going to take home, what, 14 points? Still kind of in the mix. Still, you know, if he has a really good performance next month at the Unlimited Cup, he's going to be able to, you know, put himself in that conversation in the 1st and 2nd place, depending on who else makes it to Grand Finals at that Unlimited Cup. That's the problem, right?
That's true.
He had a chance to put himself really, really deep in there. now you don't really control your own destiny, right? You're kind of at the mercy of others. See how the bracket works out.
And
But
Reborn
your
has historically been pretty good in Limited as well.
For sure. And that's going to bring up your grand finals for, again, the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Sky Take 2 Cup. DIS B-Ma from New Zealand going up against Kyo from Singapore.
That's right. Kyo from Singapore.
So I'll tell you what, guys, before we go to that grand final match, let's take a quick 5-minute break, get everything set up, make sure we're running solid.
And
then we're going to hit that grand finals match. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Win one of those, and boom, you're in. You'll be gate-crashing the Contenders Cup with all the other contenders, where an almighty clash of wills shall decide the final players who get to take part in the World Grand Prix. So this year, we are giving even more people even more chances than ever to win cash, just for playing Shadowverse. Our 2018 Global Esports calendar now covers 120 countries. And if winning money and basking in esports glory all sounds a bit like too much effort, just sit back and relax. We'll be streaming Shadowverse Esports all year round on the official channel so you can watch the best players in the world slug it out week to week. It's never been a better time for competitive Shadowverse. What are you waiting for? Go check out shadowverseopen.com.
Just how far do these skies stretch? And what could be waiting for us on the other side? Back when we first asked those questions, we had no idea where the wind would carry us. But now, we're ready to soar, onward across the great blue skies to that fabled island. We each have powers hidden deep inside, powers that we'll use to stand against fate. Some battles we won't be able to avoid. We've seen how hard it is to run from conflict. But we've got a promise to keep, so we won't give up now or ever. Throughout our adventure, we've made so many friends. Bonds we share have given us strength to overcome the darkest times. If evil should ever try to take over the sky, then we'll be there to protect it, to provide hope for the future. Oh, child of darkness and flames, grant us a path forward, past the grand blue beyond.
Experience competitive Shadowverse and the art of winning the $1 million first place prize. Learn how rewarding it is to participate in weekly Shadowverse Open tournaments. Attend in-person World Circuit tournaments in Montreal and Singapore. For more information on Shadowverse Esports, visit shadowverseopen.com. One spirit, one mind, $1 million. Ow.
Is this the beginning, or is it the end? When the light meets the dark, fate is sure to rear its head.
The path ahead will soon become two. Will you follow hope, or will despair fall into you?
Even howling winds will bend and break. One gust will be fair, and the other dim and drear.
A kindly smile, a devious stare. These two opposing wills will tear apart and declare. War is upon us. You must make your choice.
Beyond the day and night, in this realm of timeless twilight, fate awaits your choice.
road to Shadowverse World Grand Prix. Next stop in the World Circuit will be Montreal. DreamHack will be taking place in Montreal Olympic Stadium from September 7th to 9th, with the World Circuit being on September 8 and 9, and it's open to players from all regions. The prize pool will be 10,000 USD, and the winner will secure one of 8 spots in the Pan American Contenders Cup, which will take place in Los Angeles, October 13th to 14th. All participants will receive a Shadowverse World Circuit DreamHack Montreal emblem, as well as exclusive swag. Free hostel accommodation will be available for competitors who are non-residents of the Greater Montreal area. Spaces are limited on a first-come, first-served basis, so make sure to sign up fast. More information about the tournament registration can be found at dreamhack.com/Montreal/Shadowverse.
The time has come. Witness the world's refabrication. Winds of change sweep across eons, beckoning heroes forth, while wings of valor sunder the heavens, leaving naught but flame. Shining under this fiery torrent, a beacon of blessed justice brings hope to the land. However, lest we forget, beneath the facade of creation lies destruction. To suppress the knowledge of antiquity, higher beings will set in motion the cogs of war, and thus divine
Hey guys, welcome back to the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Sky Take 2 Cup. I'm Ignitius, that's Majin Obama, and we're going into the finals game now. It's BMA versus Kya.
Before we go back into that game, we got to hit him with one more apology. We're sorry about the technical difficulties we experienced earlier. But you know we had to bring you this heat here. Take 2 grand finals of the bots season. Let's go.
Let's go. Here we go. Again, Ryupon. Oh, sorry, BMA rather. A guy we've seen consistently making these top finishes, even made it out here to the Shadowverse World
He's
Circuit.
the alpha. He's the top dog of Southeast Asia Oceania. Put some respect on his name.
That's true. Even the other players think so. Like when I was at, like I said, at that World Circuit event, even the other players were saying BMA is the one to watch out for.
Bruh, he walked into the venue of Shadowverse World Circuit, had cosplayers on both arms. He walked in there, bruh, everybody was on their feet.
Yeah, you weren't there though.
I can see it on stream. I can see it on stream.
That's true. But again, Kya in the finals, a name we've never seen before, coming up here.
This is what happens when you watch the Ignitius guides to Shadowverse.
That's true.
That's why you got to hit up that YouTube channel, watch those tutorials, help, get some ideas on how to build decks, how to play the game. And then just like Kya from Singapore, you too can be able to get into this money, man.
It's not just that, but anyone can join these tournaments, man. ShadowverseOpen.com. It could be you winning that money. It could be you getting those points.
Open-minded, open world. This is an open world card game.
What?
It's open world. Open world.
Yeah. Open world card game. That's what this is. Anyway, we're going into the drafts now. Here we go.
Let's go.
Bima taking Dragoncraft. Now we've seen, okay, the story so far has been when you take Dragoncraft, you usually win. So...
Is that the actual story?
We didn't see that last game, but...
Is that actually it?
We've seen that all throughout the day, man. Dragoncraft does work, and I think Bima is the pilot to get it there. He got the Canyon of the Dragons there early. He's going to get picked up his 2-drop package.
Right, and no distractions. Again, look at the environments that these guys play in. Kya got the wall scrolls all up on the walls and stuff in the background. His head's not in the game. Bima is fighting out of a New Zealand prison. This dude... literally has a cot in the background, a white wall. For all we know, that's like the warden's back there somewhere.
Not even the camera knows what the white balance is. It has no frame of reference because everything's white. So what's it trying to do? So Bima's focused.
He's been waiting for this all year long, grinding on the Southeast Asia Oceania leaderboard. And look, that's the thing, man. With this win right here, Bima, you win this set. Get your head out your hands. You win this set, Bima. You punch your ticket to the Contenders Cup, representing Southeast Asia Oceania. You're the top dog in this region. You got cosplayers on both your arms when you walk into the venue. I'll make sure it happens. No Momo-kuns either. We talking real cosplayers. Bima, I need you to make this happen right here, right now.
Uh-huh.
You got to be careful. That she put her hands on you.
Yeah.
You
I've
got to
heard.
be careful.
This is a really tough last pick, though. Both these options are incredibly good.
Yeah.
It's tough. I think you go left, though. I think Zernitra and Avowed Strike is too much value. But,
my man Roy, not so much in take 2? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's because his 3-drop slot is already quite populated, is what I'm thinking, right? So you don't really want to play that.
Yeah, you don't want to
Roy.
get oversaturated on the 3 drops like that.
As well as Dragoncraft's main strength is having...
Is the late game stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So,
So
having
you want to play
Zernitra-
into that strength by having, again, the Zenitra.
Absolutely. But he is going to go right here. Okay, interesting. Now, I think the reason why he did that is because he wants the ramp from Roy, because we saw earlier in the draft, he ended up picking 2 Canyon of the Dragons. So the earlier he can ramp towards the Canyon of the Dragons, the more you win.
And just be able to take just the auto value that card offers, right?
It's also the case that if you have 2 Canyon of the Dragons, perhaps having that Zernitra is a little awkward, because that's a 7-drop you don't want to be playing most of the time.
Yeah.
You want to be getting the Canyon really consistently. So that's another consideration there. I think it could have gone either way. At the same time, the Avowed Strike Enhance is also 7 cost. So the other side was a lot more balanced in that way. But we'll see how it turns out. I think he's really focusing on this Canyon of the Dragons plan, and why wouldn't you? Really strong card we've seen throughout the tournament here, getting 15-15 worth of stats, essentially, for 7 play
I mean, there's a chance he could run 30 for 30, right?
Yeah,
over the course of 4 or 5 turns. But here we go, man. Bima looking to punch his ticket to the Contenders Cup with a win right here. He can absolutely do it. Kyo, the mysterious Singaporean dude with a wall scroll on his wall in the back, is looking to put an end to all of that.
Yeah, and I mean, he's gotten all the way here.
As he tilts his Gendo Akari glasses.
It's true. He's gotten all the way here playing classes that we haven't really seen that much of from the other competitors as well. Like, remember that last set? He took it 2-0 both times with Swordcraft. Against Dragoncraft, too, which we've seen be good. So,
oh, man, he's something else with that blade.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's smiling at the camera right now. You can't see it right now, but he's happy.
Now, Bima, you didn't play a good tournament up to this point. You played a hell of a season in Chrono Genesis, hell of a season Dawnbreak Night Edge. And look, this is only the second event of Brigade of the Skies, but baby, you got a chance to be able to punch your ticket right here, right now, to be able to cap off a year's worth of work. Only guy standing in your way is Kyo from Singapore right here, right now. Bima, show me something.
It's a matter of pride, too. Bima has been talking about how good he is at Take-Two for a while now, and the last Take-Two tournament...
He got washed.
He
got his
washed
back
out.
blown out.
Now he's
Now,
finally...
you got to be able to pick up Kyo. Everybody from New Zealand, Kiwis in the air. I need you to blow Kyo out right now and put your name on this Contenders Cup spot, Bima.
How crazy would it be if Kyo won too, though? Just going to show that anybody can just come in
if
here
Kyo
and
just
get
grabs him by
better.
the neck and chokes him out, thanks to, of course, the YouTube videos brought to you by Ignitius LP.
That's right. A Kyo victory here would be a victory for me, personally.
That's a hometown win, too, man.
It's true.
Singapore's native son. Stand up.
Ooh.
Bima said, what's up?
Now, we saw this before when he got to the finals as well. He starts whipping out the emotes at the end to psych him out.
No, I don't like that. I don't like to play the set, Bima. Play the full set.
That's where he got his acronym from last time. Remember, he was playing Albert and he kept emoting. We call him Bad-Mannered Albert, BMA.
Now look at it.
Bad-Mannered Aldos. It all lines up. Now, will this Valkyrie of Chaos get Rush? Does he believe? Does he believe?
What is it? Ward up.
Oh.
That's the one. That's got to be like, what, 1 out of 4 today?
Yeah.
It's 1 out of 4, 2 out of 5.
It's rough because Kialis has the response here with the Hourglass.
Absolutely.
Featherfall Hourglass being able to just run through this and get a really efficient trades here.
He also has Morier and Comium in hand. What else?
Zeki Baba, the new Havencraft legendary. 9 play point 6.
I just like to say his name, man.
Zeki Baba. Yeah, it's a really cool title. Zeki Baba, Forgotten God, or something like that. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, he's 9.66 that puts a bunch of amulets from your deck into play and destroys them. It's kind of like, I don't know if you remember Nephthys, but for Havencraft instead. But that was an interesting play from Kyo there, opting not to play the Hourglass on the Enhanced 3 and instead playing the Bro family out instead.
That's right, Evo on this horse. Running all over this time.
There's Animal Planet over here. And then this Hourglass is going to pop a bird. And Cal is going to pop a tortoise.
We got it. We really do have a zoo out here, man.
Yeah, man.
Horses, owl, turtles. Nasty little family. kids hopping over fences to get in the gorilla pens. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, come on, man. Too
What?
soon.
Too soon? I remember Harambe. I
Come on,
remember
man.
what happened.
I remember.
Bad parenting, that's what happened.
That's true. Now, he has the Dragon Oracle here, but one thing that's interesting in Take-Two is that a consideration to make, whereas in Constructed you would always play the Dragon Oracle as fast as possible, I think in Take-Two a lot of the time you want to be saving that for the draw, because the draw is so valuable, right? So you maybe consider keeping that for later, especially when you can't really capitalize on the ramp as much as you can in Constructed. So he's just going to play it now, though.
Yeah.
He don't
Run it out, run it out.
I mean, because if he draws
If
Canyon of the Dragon,
if he gets those canyons, he wants to be able to slam that stuff on the table, man.
and playing it now means he has two chances, right? So he plays it now, the Dragon's Nest also pops next turn. So he has two draws to try and get two Canyon of the Dragon. So it's actually pretty good odds. It's about 1 in 10 then.
My man, love him some dragons.
Gemstone Carapace coming down. And I like the play from BMA to not play anything there, knowing that Kyo would just be able to have the reactive tools against it anyway.
Ooh, and a big draw just because of the amount of amulets that were in play, right?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, talk about cards you don't see in Constructed very often, but end up being huge in Take-Two. There's that Star Chaser Splite.
No canyon, though.
That's rough.
Yeah, really would have liked to have one just be able to play it as early as possible here.
Absolutely. I think you maybe just play the Drakewing Assassin here. The 5-1-4-4 with Rush, run over the 3-3. Kind of sucks because you're targeting yourself to that Morier Encomium, but you don't really want to leave a 3-3 up, I think. Or maybe you just let it sit. Wow, going pretty heavy on the draw here. Again, I guess he just wants to dig for that.
Yeah, he's really looking for those canyons.
I mean, that's his ticket to win, right? Even though that was a lot of damage overkill on a 3-3, I think it's just the right play to try and find that canyon as fast as possible.
Yeah, he avoids losing any pieces to the Morier as well. Of course, Kyo not going to let that slide, going to put another one out there that he has to respect.
And there's the danger. Havencraft in Take-Two, and they can get the Holy Lion Crystal package out. It's hard to beat them in the late game. They just get a bunch of 4-4s with Storm.
I mean, it's annoying to deal with anyway, especially in this format, though.
Oh, yeah. Again, value, value, value. If you have infinite 4-4s with Storm, you can't complain, right?
Kyo with great board presence here.
But Bima has a really good play here. He could just play the Rampaging Mammoth. It'll take out 2 things guaranteed, and he can evolve into the other one. Of course, the Morier Encomium is kind of a bummer, but hopefully before it pops, Bima...
Yeah, he still has another turn before it pops.
Exactly. So maybe he can flood the board a little bit with a bunch of weenies and try and get it to hit the wrong thing. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Not
a bad draw. Yeah, not a bad draw.
Okay.
And I'm sure that's a satisfactory pop, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's an 8-6.
Now you got the turtles coming out to play.
Now, Kiao does have quite a bit of removal himself. He does have the Pure Annihilation. What I'm interested in seeing is how effective is that Zeki Baba going to be? Like, did he build his decks? Like, if he got the Zeki Baba as his first pick, he might have been able to tailor his entire deck to it. So we're going to have to see if this actually pulls out anything impactful or if it's just going to sit in his hand the whole game. I'd love to see the Zeki Baba be played because, truth be told, I haven't even seen its animation yet. It's such a new card coming out with that mini expansion. Haven't seen its animation, haven't heard its voice lines.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long at all, right? It's only been a few days.
Mm-hmm. And the new cards are already shaking up the expansion. I mean, in the Take-Two meta as well, like with Poseidon as well. We've seen a lot of in this tournament
yeah,
so far.
Pretty much. Yeah, at every stage of the tournament, pretty much. Quarterfinal, semis.
Mm-hmm. Comes Tomoe. It's tough for Rima to develop into this because of the Morier Encomium just being there as a persistent removal threat. Yeah, how do you develop it? I guess you just Drakewing and run it in.
Yeah, Overflow is active. She's going to get the Clash buff as well.
It is really unfortunate that Fima did not draw either of his Canyon of the Dragons by this point in the game.
Yeah.
Surely that's got to be hurting at this point. Okay, that's okay. I want to see the Zeki Baba, man. Play it. What do you got in your deck? The other option, of course, is to not do that. Because you can't build your deck around that card, really. It's a combo card, right? So it's hard to build your deck and Take-Two around that.
Yeah, just going to opt to put some pieces out on the board. 2-3 and a 2-2.
I think you have to use the Roy for...
Ooh, man, still hasn't come.
Yeah, bottom 14 here. Bottom half of the deck. I think you just have to use the Roy for the Dragon Cleave. the Dragon Strife Blade rather, to get rid of the 2/2 with Bane, and then you can have the options to go over the other 2/3, no problem. Or you could also just play the Roy for Dragon Strife on the 2/3 because it trades better with the 2/2 that you're presenting with Roy there. But it's an interesting play here. There's a lot of options for Bima. I don't think the Lyria is pulling anything impactful, so that's probably not it. It's gonna be this Cathacha. If you're playing a threat this big, you have to Roy for Dragon Strife to get rid of the 2/2 with Bane.
And he heard you.
Every time. You can't let that Bane go. Although, you know what? It doesn't have Bane during their own turns. So maybe you just take out the 2/3 and then let this 2/2 sit, because it's not doing anything, really. And this trades better with the Roy regardless. So maybe this is the better play. I like that Bima really thought through that and picked the right targets there. Is it going to be a Black Inscriptor turn?
It is.
Kaiser comes out, and he's just going to play a bunch of guys. Play the 3-drop, play the 2-drop. And then if you play a bunch of guys... If you play a bunch of guys, then the opposing statues is going to come back to your hand when it pops next turn, I think. Well, that worked out well. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I like that.
That felt a little awkward, right?
Does the opposing statues come back in hand? This is the question. If it does, then this is an okay play. And I'm not sure how the interaction works on this. I think the Countdown Amulet pops before the draw phase, so he might actually get this opposing statues back. And in that case, this is actually the best play. But we'll have to see. It's one of those really niche Shadowverse interactions that might end up making or breaking the game here. Does the opposing statues come back? Looks like it does. Yeah, it pops before the draw phase. So that was actually really good. Kyo understands the mechanics of this game. That was well thought out. That's not something that's entirely clear on the outset. But like if you understand how the game works, it ended up working in his favor.
Bishop actually acting out there, trading out.
Is it gonna be the Zeki Baba?
Yes!
There it is. What is it? Even Bima's like, what's coming out here? Nothing! So he just played a 9.66, I guess. That's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping to see it do something, but...
Still haven't seen a single Canyon of the Dragons yet. Wow. He's almost 2/3 to his deck.
Yeah, he's in the bottom 12. Is he going to draw something out with this? Nothing. Really, saving the Divine Retribution here and really ceding a lot of your tempo here. I guess this is fine, though. He just wants to get that Dragon's Nest out to, again, draw that Canyon. Yeah. Now, if Kyo wanted to, we could get rid of this Canyon, of the Dragon's Nest rather, but I think he's really saving that Burly Axe Wielder in hand for when Bima plays that Canyon of the Dragon. Like, how disappointed is Bima going to be when he finally draws that Canyon of the Dragons and then Kyo just comes out with that Burly Axe Wielder destroyed immediately?
That's why, if you're Bima, you have to be hoping that you pull both of them at this point, right?
Yeah.
You have to be anticipating that he does have some kind of removal option to be able to counteract it. But does he have two?
Yeah.
To where he can deal with it back-to-back like that.
I mean, he has a 1 in 6 chance to draw it now, so it's very likely. Actually, even more so, because he has the draw coming off the Dragon's Nest as well.
Yeah. He's going to get, what, 3 cards coming up?
Yep. Draws once with the Dragon's Nest, draws once naturally. If he gets the Canyon here, it's going to really do him a lot of favors. Well, maybe not the first Canyon, but definitely the second, once this Burly Axe Wielder out of the way. And here, Kyo actually expending the Evolve points. Alright, now Bima has the advantage on Evolves. Can he take advantage of it? Oh, but the Galua has a draw option here, so that might just be the best way to do things.
Yeah, might just take his advantage of his draw here.
Oh, it's getting close, though.
That's crazy, though. It still hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, and it's bottom 10 of the deck already. He's going for it. He's going for the draw. You got to do it. What? Are you kidding me? Are these the last 2 cards of the deck? Come on, man. All right, so he has to evolve the Lyria here to try and preserve the board as much as possible. But we see in Kya's hand the Themis' Purge ready to go.
Wow. The perfect solution to being able to counter this board now.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Bima tailored his entire deck to get those Canyon of the Dragons, even forgoing some really good, strong cards like Zernitra to do so, and just wasn't able to pull it off.
Yeah, and he nods, he acknowledges it.
Game's not over yet, though. He has the Lowain. He still has some pretty big draws here. What is happening? All right, it's down there somewhere. Keep digging. Keep digging.
Is Kyo just cheating? Is he? Did he hack his account?
He found the source code, yeah.
This is some Game Genie tier stuff right here, man.
His dad works at Side Games, what can you do?
He just phoned it in. It's like, Dad.
No, but for real, though, this is unfortunate.
I need you to lock up B-Ma's account. I need you to lock it.
Yeah, ooh, this is so rough, man. Double Canyon, bottom 7. If the next one isn't Canyon, I don't know if I'm gonna laugh or cry.
Okay. It's not even a joke at this point. It's just sad.
What's happening? Is this real? Okay.
Don't you empathize with this though? How often do you just need that one card?
Yeah, it's
true. And you have 3 of them, and you just cannot get it for the life of you.
Oh, another legendary here with that Garuda being able to. It's not really that impactful here though, but you might just want to play the biggest thing, right? So just play it.
At this point, yeah, just put a big board presence out there.
Although you know what, Bima's definitely still in this.
Yeah, I mean the Bane presence on the 4/5 is definitely in there. But
not only that, but Bima also has so much removal. You got the Divine Rat, the Tail Swing.
So at this point, but now time's going to become a factor too.
Oh yeah.
That's the
oh, bottom 5. You can see the look on Bima's face. And seething with hatred.
Yeah, because the thing is now, even if he does pull the canyons,
it's not even going to be helpful.
Right. You need at least 3 or 4 turns to be able to really get the most value out of both of them like that, and he only has 5 turns to give.
He may very well still win this because he has so much removal, he has so much on board. And maybe this just goes to show the power of Dragon. Even without drawing the Canyon of the Dragons, he's still in an advantageous position here after all this time. And here's maybe what Kyo did wrong is that he really pushed the tempo early on. He spent that Holy Lion Crystal early instead of saving it for the Infinite.
Yeah.
And that may come back to bite him here because that tempo, he just couldn't hold on to it. Now he's on the back foot, even with Bima's. I want to say lackluster draws, but I think his draws have generally been pretty good. It's been funny that he hasn't drawn any of his Canyons.
He still has.
He has Ozzy the Haka on his deck? Though. Never mind. Okay, whatever sympathy Bima had for me is gone already because he just drew Ozzy the Haka and take 2 for that 6 damage. And look at him. He's BMing right now. I think he deserves that a little bit, right?
That's fair.
Because he was waiting for that the whole time. He got it in the end anyway.
And then strikes for 6, of course. Ozzy the Haka coming in with Storm. Bima, despite wow, he drafted 2 Canyon of the Dragons, did not get one of them until the last 4. Had it been the last 4 cards.
He didn't even draw it. They're at the bottom 5. That's hilarious.
But
also,
despite that, was able to pull out a victory. Obviously, got the clutch. Ozzy pulled at the end, was able to close it out before it became an issue. So now, if you're Bima, you've been working for how many months now? 8 months now.
Yeah, for a long time.
Working, grinding this leaderboard, getting these points, participating in these open bracket tournaments for Southeast Asia, Oceania. Let's go to the draft. Look what he's got. Because you got to win 1 game right here, right now. He just got Dragon, clapping his hands, feeling good about himself. Tilt the camera up. That's right.
And that's a hell of a pick, too, for the first pick right there. And you know what? That's really interesting to me, because we just saw right then and there, he had the choice between Portalcraft and Dragoncraft, and he instant picked Dragoncraft.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Straight from the top points earner in SEAO's mouth. Portalcraft no longer the king of Take-Two. It's all Dragon, baby. Which is insane, because we've been talking about how good Portalcraft has been so far, and Dragon just came in and showing its dominance so far in this tournament.
Now with this one, do you go right? You go right, I would imagine, right? You get a lot of value out of Waters and also Eliza, right?
I think you go left, because Galua is extremely versatile. You have the
option of being able to... Yeah.
Right, or the removal. And if you're facing up against an opponent Dragon, that Black Breath will save you games if you can destroy their...
Well, we just saw it used actually just now, yeah, and you were right, you went left with it. So now you have Rockin', of course.
It's also the Hatchling is surprisingly good in Take-Two, even though it's not very well played and constructed, because a 5/7 ward is actually nothing to scoff at in Take-Two either. Ooh, interesting. I think you go for the Basilisk Rider, but the Dragon's Foresight is pretty lackluster, so you might want to go Rider here on the tempo plan. That's what Bima's considering right now. I think this is a pick that's going to determine what he goes with overall in terms of the direction of his draft here.
Like we were saying, man, Bima, if you win this game, you lock yourself up for that Contenders Cup spot. For SEAO.
Oh, yeah. Pick that canyon. Every time. Whoa, instant pick left there. Oh,
hold on.
Here we go. It's kind of like a repeat of the first game we saw.
He goes left this time, right? There's no way he goes right again.
I think the Frenzy Drake is really valuable because he doesn't really have a lot of board clear here. We didn't see him pick Force the Dragon, dude.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
too.
this time around, it might be the Frenzy Drake pick, but he's thinking.
No, there's no way he goes it twice.
Look at that smile on his face, man. He's like, maybe the Jerva's the play.
Look,
it served him well the first time around.
Jerva, she looked good, man. She looked good in that mail, but you got to go with the Frenzy Drake.
Jerva's a dude.
You got to go with the Frenzy Drake.
Yeah, it looks like he does go for it.
Jerva? What kind of dude is named Jerva?
Hey, man, you play the card. He has like the deepest voice in all of Shadowverse. He goes like,
"Got me."
Yeah,
got me. I'm a sucker for that every time. Anyway, thanks to you guys who tuned in from all over the world to the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Skies Take 2 Cup once again here. Grand Finals. Bima on set point, match point, tournament point. Southeast Asia Oceania rank 1 point.
That's right.
Yeah, being able to lock himself up in that spot. If he wins this game right here, right now, if he wins this set, he's able to, again, you will see him at the Contenders Cup.
That's right.
Qualifying for Southeast Asia Oceania. So you have to imagine this is a big match for him going into this. On the other side, Kyaw from Singapore. Trying to put a stop sign up on it. It's not that easy, son. Hold on.
Exactly. I mean, it's really great to see all these newcomers just, hey, pump the brakes here, okay? I know you've won a bunch of tournaments before, but I'm just going to stand in your way out of nowhere and then make you not lock in.
Yeah, it's great to see stuff like that. It's also great to see this awesome Shadowverse action from everywhere, all over the globe, man.
Oh, yeah.